Welcome to King Says So, a channel that advocates for one Africa, one land, one Africa, one language, one Africa, one currency, one Africa, one army. I wish to witness Africans all around the world united as one in our lifetime. Enjoy. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Nengi. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I see you, my people from Uganda. I see you, my people from Nigeria. And I see you people from Zimbabwe, my people from Namibia, Lesotho. I see you. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. And the UK is my second highest viewer from Africa. And of course, I do have my brothers and sisters in the US who are also viewing the channel. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. You are going to love this content. Anyway, guys, we know in South Africa we've got a load shedding issue, and as I'm this week, I'm in the mood of addressing the historical wrongs that happened in Africa. So in South Africa specifically. So I want to speak about what President Thabo Mbeki said. What a sellout! But anyway, the other reason why I'm not watching, I don't watch ENCA anymore. I stopped, I think, like 2 years ago, because I saw that I think no, it must be more than 2 years ago, when they were still attacking Jacob Zuma. Every angle. I think I stopped like 2018, 2019, and I saw ENCA for what they really are. And what they really are is to demote black, the black agenda, and to make sure that they keep us divided. ENCA is very strategic in doing that. So this time around, this Gareth guy has got a poll to say, listen, what do you think about President Thabo Mbeki saying that the BBBEE policy is partly to blame for the problem at Eskom? Now, if you take that statement as it is and you don't break it down, you might think that is a correct statement. But I hate it when it comes to us Africans and our African problems, especially South Africans. They can blame the previous, they can blame the previous or the current policy. But when it comes to the historical wrong that happened to us Africans, they don't want us to blame apartheid. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? So let me just play this video so that I can come back and give you a better analyst on my thoughts, why I think Thabo Mbeki is definitely a sellout, and why ENCA, you have to watch that news channel with an open mind, or otherwise they will brainwash the shit out of you.
Still a big focus of ours this morning is the solutions, the possible solutions, the possible donations, the money, the support, the memorandum of understandings and cooperation from China across to South Africa. Remember, this all happened around the BRICS summit last week. 8 Chinese companies going to be assisting and getting involved in helping with our power supply issues. And now that we're back into stage 2, it looks like we certainly need it as well. But there has been some criticism for some of our policies here in South Africa by the Chinese and even a former president. So the China Africa Development Fund says BEE regulations should be relaxed, and the former president Thabo Mbeki suggesting that black economic empowerment was partly to blame for the blackouts. Now, he was speaking during a talk given a couple of days ago as well. This was at the UNISA Thabo Mbeki African School of Public and International Affairs. He was saying that black economic empowerment over the years is partly to blame for the blackouts. Yes, there's corruption, of course, but BEE is certainly part of the conversation now. And it's a simple one. This morning, at least it seems like it, so would love for you to go vote on enca.com. Just 3 for you this morning. Option 1, yes, you do agree that BEE is partly to blame for the blackouts. Option 1, yes, you agree. Option 2, no, you don't. Option 3, Gareth, come on, the situation is far more complex than a yes or no. And that's fine. It's your show. You get to have your say. You don't have to agree or disagree. You could also tell me that it's more complex than what I'm asking you this morning. But it's certainly back in the discussion points at the moment with the blackouts, load shedding, whatever you want to call it. BEE saying over the years it has made the situation worse. So go vote. Also on X, it's still at ENCA, formerly known as Twitter, of course, and Facebook is ENCA News.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why the apartheid government was so successful in doing whatever they were doing in terms of supplying electricity and everything is because, one, they were supplying for the minority. We all know that. And for the African people, it was a few that had electricity. They never cared about the people that did not stay in the township, the people in the rural areas and everything. So when the ANC took over, it had a lot of people to cater to compared to the Africans apartheid government. You understand what I'm saying? So that problem is there. So instead of building more power stations, the ANC was more focused, because you remember Nelson Mandela was the first president. He was more focused on uniting South Africa, because remember, it was a history of blood. But when he was busy uniting South Africa, the population of African people was growing and multiplying. You understand? I think we were 23 million at some point. We are 66 now. You understand what I'm saying? So the government finds itself that it had a backlog in terms of housing, social welfare, and electricity, and all of those things. It's just a lot of people to cater for. And we have to keep that in mind. And in keeping that in mind, the government says, no, let's start a BEE policy, because we are saying we are a black government, but our business, our tenders are always taken by white companies. Let us involve black-owned companies also. That's how the BEE started. And now when it started rolling in. Now remember, when the BEE companies are coming in, it's not experts like the white companies. They've been doing this for longer. So with these new ones, you are obviously going to experience some fault, some vulnerability in terms of corruption, some vulnerability in terms of lack of knowledge, lack of experience, and all of that, because they are new in the field. You can't compare them to a company that has all the machineries and everything, and the experience of supplying whatever it is. So the BEE policy for me was supposed to be revised and better and made better, in terms of they're supposed to add another element of funding for experience, or for learning. For, let's say, for your company, you want to go into managing sewers. You want to know how to unblock a sewer, how to plant a new sewer for a new city, maybe, for example. They will, as a BE company, you can apply, and we can take 5 or 6 of your workers to go and for training, maybe in a different country, or maybe in China, whatever. Speaking about China then says, listen, because we are coming in to help South Africa with the load shedding issue, we want you to please slow down with these BEE things. You see, so the Chinese are not different from these white people. How can you even suggest that we must now slow down a little bit? China is supposed to say, we are coming and we are going to assist you guys because we've got better technology, we've got better know-how, but we want to take 11, 13, 18 black-owned companies under our arms, so that when we leave South Africa after this, helping you with this problem, we want to make sure that the South African people, the African people, know how to maintain this thing going forward. That is what China must say. I'm not saying Africans are perfect and everything. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, remember the historical disadvantage, the backlog, the back steps that we took because of the apartheid regime in South Africa. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Understand? I will never, ever, as a Pan-Africanist, stand for anything that wants to sideline my people. That will never happen. You sideline my people, you fight with me. So I'm watching China with a very sharp eye on what they want to do. And And obviously, with the president that we have, he's going to agree. He's going to agree because South Africa is viewed as this nice. The only thing that you have really in South Africa is freedom, but economical participation you don't have. And South Africans are mostly satisfied with the freedom because South Africans like entertainment, like nice stuff, and the government is not disturbing us on these things. You understand? If you want to start a business, start a business. If you want to go clubbing, go clubbing. They don't. It's not like Uganda where the president will come out and say no homosexuals here. Now I see Uganda has stopped the second-hand clothing industry because in Uganda you find people in the UK, the US, in developed countries sending clothes to charity organizations so that they can give to the poor Africans. But those charity organizations will then turn those clothes into what we call the black market and sell those clothes as second hand, and people can afford them because they are very cheap. And that is a very inhuman way of buying clothes because you don't know, you're buying clothes of dead people, you don't know whose clothes this is coming from, and people just buy clothes like that. So the Ugandan government can come out and say no. The South African government will never do that. We do have that market, not as big as Uganda though, but we do have it in South Africa also. So South African government never disturbs the citizens they mind their own business type of a thing. That's why when they do racist, the South African government does not care. When there is irregular expenditures in department and municipalities, you don't see any consequence management and stuff like that. So with Thabo Mbeki, I'm very disappointed in him. And since he's been off the presidential seat, he's been saying a lot these days. I think I must make a video and show what he's been saying by criticizing not only the former president Jacob Zuma, but also the current president, as if he was never a president. And yes, we do agree, when he was president, the economy was working better, but the transformation of African people was non-existent in Thabo Mbeki's time. Anyway, it's your boy King053, Mr. Easy Imalening. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And if you did, click the like button. Leave your thoughts on the comment section. Do you think BEE is a problem that caused Eskom to fall? Really? Do you understand what corruption is? Do you understand what few power stations are? Do you understand the need of the electricity? Do you understand the people not paying their electricity bill? All these virus factors, you want to now blame the BEE. Come on, people, let's not do that. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. Just know your boy King053, Mr. Easy Imalening. Salute you. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoy the content, leave your thoughts on the comment section and hit the like and subscribe button, and we will meet on the next one.